Good morning everybody, so we're just leaving camp now. We've got Tim again.
Right.
And here we go. I have to come over here so you can see. This is our,
Kia ora.
yeah, that's John and Vivian.
Hi.
They're YouTube influencers as well.
Yeah, we are. We're really up there.
They're as good as I am. But no, we're just breaking camp. We did a 7 o'clock. We got about 13k into the 42 traverse, which makes it a lot easier. So yeah, all four of us pretty much walked together yesterday because we bumped into John and Viv on trail. And we also walked with Mike a little bit as well from Canterbury. But he's just a machine. He probably would have wandered on another at least 10k's, I think. Mike, he's a quiet guy that just really achieves. So anyway, it'll probably be much of the same, but I'll keep showing you the track and what it's like from this point onward. And today's destination, Tongariro Holiday Park, where you can do washing and have a hot shower. So all looking forward to that.
Spa pool there.
And a spa pool, my goodness. And we're all in a little cabin as well. So we've got a bit of dew on the tents again, but we'll get those tents dried out as well when we get there. See you later, bye. Okay, so this is our next little stream crossing. Looks like we're going to be able to pretty safely go across rock to rock without getting our feet really wet, which is good. But yeah, lots of little water sources here if you are coming through and you're happy to bush camp. So we just came to an intersection in the track and we've hung a left and we're taking the original trail. It still shows the bypass on the 42 traverse, but you don't need to take it anymore. So I'm not sure why they still show it on the map. I think the bypass is slightly shorter, but we've decided to go down the official trail anyway. So if it's, you know, there's a bad slip or something, obviously I'll show you, but I think we're going to be fine. All the reports we've heard from other people is this is fine now. See ya. I missed it, bit of a hunter there, but he actually had a deer on the front of it. And we're wondering what the hoof marks were. As we've been walking down this trail, we've seen so many hoof marks, some big, some small, so we're assuming the big ones are the deer and the small ones are goats. We've then seen no turfing, so we don't think it's pig anywhere. Anyway, we'll push on. So here's the slip that we'll find our way across. Obviously show you what it's like when I get over to it. Beautiful view from here, from exposed cliffs at the top. We come down in this beautiful valley here. Nice river. You see how rugged it is. Even more cliffs over here. Just beautiful, beautiful little clearing. Okay, so we've just arrived at the slip site now. And yeah, this just looks really familiar from videos I've seen of other people doing it. So there's probably quite a well-defined path there. You can see John already going through. And it's not that far, so I'll just clamber my way over. Probably won't video too much as I do it, and I'll tell you what I think when I get to the other side. So yeah, if I climb up this bit, you can see John working his way up. That section will be really slippery if it was wet. We're in dry weather. And you can see here, we've got the markers. There's another marker over here, so they just put tape over the slip to follow your way through the best way. Well, that's the end of the slip there. That probably took us 5 minutes to get over. Certainly would be a lot tougher in wet weather, but you just got to take the good with the bad. Like we had that tough track coming out of Tikawiti and we were doing that in the rain. It'd be the same there, just take you a bit longer, be careful, but definitely manageable. See ya. So here's Vivian doing her river crossing, getting recorded twice by her husband John.
Kia ora.
Imagine if she falls in. It's got two of us videoing her, no pressure.
Yeah, don't slip. Can you please slip just for us?
Yeah. No, that was a beautiful, refreshing crossing. So we're about 12k from the road, but we understand the section of track after this crossing is a lot harder than anywhere else. So yeah, we'll enjoy this beautiful little setting for a moment, get our feet dry, and we'll be back on trail in a minute. See ya. So this whole section of the trail, 42 traverse, has just been absolute beautiful surprise. Like I was expecting just walking through gorse in the hot sun with no shade, And we've got beautiful river crossings, heaps of places to get water, nice New Zealand bush, cliffs, rivers, just everything. Just lovely, real nice surprise. Alright, so we've just come off that main road and now we're down the smaller track. And we understand, as I said, it does get a little bit more tricky. But there is 4k to another bigger river crossing, so we'll see what it's like. Apparently it's after this next river crossing. It gets a bit muddy and stuff. So anyway, I'll push on and I'll show you as I go. See ya. First bit of sort of water right over the road. Lots of these little water holes over the track. So I'll just try and zoom in here, but this is our first real look. You can see there's Narahoe on the right and Tongariro on the left. So tomorrow's crossing goes in between those two mountains. Hopefully I'll get a better look at the two of them as I get further along the track. See ya. So this is probably the last river crossing as far as I can tell. And we're actually going to have a bit of a lunch break on the other side. How was that? Oh, very cold on the feet. Huh. Nice, nice. Just chilling out, just had lunch. We crossed this river just a little lower than this. Just put my shoes back on. I swapped over to my sandals so I wouldn't have wet shoes. Pretty tired actually, just starting to feel it a bit today, so really looking forward. We've got 8 more k to get out to the road and we think it could be quite a solid 8k. Then I think there's a Sir Edmund Hillary Centre, somebody said, so we might have a quick look in there, and then just under 4k to walk up to the holiday park. So really looking forward to that cabin, so I don't have to worry about all the condensation in the tent, having a proper toilet and a nice shower. And it'd be really great if I'm able to get a load of washing done and dried as well. So we'll push on shortly, but man, what a lunch spot, just sitting here. Could lie back down and go to sleep, but I'm going to go back out there so I can start walking again. See ya. So before we did that last river crossing, it was quite a steep drop down, and this is really, I wouldn't call it a four-wheel drive track for cars. It's just not wide enough, but it's really those four-wheel drive motorbikes. And coming out the other side's exactly the same. Really steep, and you'll probably see here we're about to go up again. So good track, but lots of climbing. Certainly gets the heart rate up. So We've just come out of the 42 Traverse. Believe it or not, this is the car park. Here's the Tongariro sign. I guess it's not the world's most appealing car park, but it is what it is. So we're just going to find the right track and find our way out of here. Should be a more significant road now, and then we're drawing State Highway. I think it's 47. That'll take us up on the western side of Tongariro to the Tongariro Holiday Park. All right, we'll go and find where we're going and push on. So there we go, we just found our way out. This is actually the small road, and we're finally starting to see a clear view of the mountains. Hopefully we get this tomorrow, but we're not sure. Just zooming in here, so that's a much better view. So that's Tongariro, and just behind that tree there, you can't really see Narahoe. I'll show you that again in a minute. And through these trees over here, you can see Mount Ruapehu, and that's got all the snow on it. Well, definitely nostalgia standing here. So that's Mount Tongariro, and the cone-shaped mountain, that was in Lord of the Rings, that was Mount Doom. And tomorrow's Tongariro crossing, I don't know what our weather will be like, but we come out in the V between those two mountains. And then you come over here, and the one with the snow on it, so that's the highest one, is Mount Ruapehu. And in 2003 I made the decision to leave New Zealand and go to Australia, looking for more opportunity. And more opportunity I certainly got. Managed to set myself up for life. But I always remember my last day in New Zealand before I flew out was on Mount Ruapehu at the Turoa ski field, and I was snowboarding on that mountain on my last day as a New Zealand citizen actually living in New Zealand. And I haven't lived here permanently now for over 20 years, but still you can see why I still have a connection to my country of birth with scenery like this. How could you not have a connection? This is just stunning. And I'm just blessed to have this opportunity to hike the Tongariro and have one more really good look at it like this. I don't think the weather forecast is that good for tomorrow when we go over the Tongariro crossing, but at least we get to see this on the way in. I'll see you at the camp. So we're actually pretty lucky. We're coming down that road to get the weather we've just had, so we can see a clear view of all three of those mountains. You can go days on end and weeks on end up here with all three mountains just covered in cloud. We'll see. We're just trying to suss out. We're getting mixed weather reports for tomorrow. Obviously, if we were allowed to choose, we would make sure we had a day like today when we're actually doing the Tongariro crossing. But yeah, I think it might be a little bit overcast, maybe a little bit drizzly with rain tomorrow. I'll get into the detailed weather forecast when I get to camp, because apparently this is so touristy here. We'll get into camp and all the way over the Tongariro crossing. You get 4G with 4 or 5 bars the whole way apparently, so we'll have good internet for all of tomorrow by the looks of things. Anyway, just so lucky to have beautiful weather like this, and I could show you guys what everything looks like. We'll cross our fingers for tomorrow as well. See ya. So I just arrived at the accommodation, the Tongariro Holiday Park. As I said, I booked just a very basic cabin, so I just go and check in here. But yeah, I just sort of noticed this picture here. So this is part of what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. Hopefully we get weather like that so I can show it all to you. Well, g'day everybody. Just thought I'd do a bit of a summary of the last 2 days. So we left the Tongariro Canoe Centre just out of Tamaranui, and I didn't really have that higher expectation. I knew it was a bit of a country walk just through to a country town, and it was actually quite a steady climb, but what an absolutely gorgeous walk that was. We found a little cafe in a little country town right at the start or the western side of the 42 Traverse. 42 Traverse, for some reason in my mind, I just had a gorsy track exposed to the sun, horrible. But no way, that was absolutely gorgeous. We're really glad. We could have done like a sort of 25k day and then a 40k day, but we pushed on and ended up doing 37k, even though we had to cowboy camp in the 42 Traverse. There were so many water sources. And then we got up this morning and it cut it right back to only about 27k walk. It was tough. There was so much climbing, and I wrote it down here, and I know I put it up in the video, but over the last 2 days, our total ascent's been 2,000 metres and descent's 1,465. John, who's hiked with us the last 2 days, he said to me this evening when we were having dinner, "Man, I'm really tired." I said, "Yeah, same here." And you look at the amount of climbing, and we just started looking at a few stats there. The highest point on the TA is Stag Saddle in the South Island. The next highest point is the Waiau Pass in the South Island. This is actually the third highest climb in the whole TA. And those 3 high points, there's only about 60, 70 metres between each one. So we're actually right up there. So no wonder we're tired. We will have a big day tomorrow, getting to up and over on that Tongariro crossing. Obviously, we've got all our fingers and toes crossed for some nice weather, and I really hope so I can show everybody what it looks like. But then we actually almost go back to the start point where we left. We're just slightly south in Whakaharo where we start the canoe section. So basically, we're going to go downhill all that way. So although it's been a tough sort of 2 and tomorrow 3 days getting up, it should be an easier 3 days getting out. And we've probably got 2 or 3 days to spare as well on the way out. So we're going to have to kill sometime somewhere because we can't start the kayak till 5th of December. Albeit a bit frustrating, but yeah, really pleasant. We did that last big river crossing, and then, as everybody said, the track did narrow up, get a little bit muddy, and the scenery wasn't as nice just over that last little bit. But then once we got out on the main road and we had that good weather and we got all those beautiful views of the mountains, that just made it just so good. Like, I've really, even though it's been tough, I've really enjoyed the last 2 days. Probably a couple of my most favourite days on trail so far. And if you just want to do it as a section hike, 42 traverse, highly recommend it. But I'd go from east to west, and then you do it downhill, make it a bit easier as well. It's about 40k section. You could do it in a day. If you're only doing it as a one-off, if you're tired at the end, wouldn't really matter. It's not like you've got to get up and go again the next day. But thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll check in with everybody again tomorrow, and hopefully it's good weather. See ya.